Hey friend, welcome to the Get Rooted in Health podcast. I'm Gabby Flater, a faith-led wife, mom of 3, certified nutrition consultant, personal trainer, and passionate about changing lives. I know how frustrating it can be to navigate the health and wellness world. You want to be motivated to prioritize your well-being and wish you were more educated when it comes to cultivating a healthy home. Maybe you're a mom who's completely burnt out and needs a fresh perspective on life, or you're searching for a place to feel seen, heard, and encouraged in a godly manner. No matter if you're doing the dishes, getting your sweat on, or drinking reheated coffee while watching the kids play, there is always an opportunity for growth. If you are ready to finally take action about these desires and are ready to learn, grow, and transform your mind, then you are in the right place. It's time to establish deeper roots so you can enjoy a more fruitful and fulfilling harvest. Let's dig in. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the Get Rooted in Health podcast. Today is just going to be a quickie, just speaking from my heart, not a whole lot of notes or things thought about, I guess, prior, and we're just going to have a conversation. I feel that there's so much going on in the world. I mean, there's always stuff going on in the world, but I think you know what I mean. Ever since 2020, March of 2020, I feel that the world has just flooded each of our brains with so many voices, opinions, forms of entertainment, busyness. Yeah. And maybe I don't think it's just me, but maybe it's just me that just feels sometimes just bogged down by it all. It feels a little heavy. It feels very hyper. It feels very busy. It feels overwhelming to log in online. And one thing, because I'm in because of my, personality, my passions, I find myself as a creator. I create things of value. But I find myself struggling with creativity when I overconsume. And that is something that I am working on. So a mantra that I try to repeat to myself multiple times throughout the day is I am a creator, not a consumer. And you don't necessarily have to be a creator of, if you don't own your own business or whatever, but what are you consuming and how is it affecting you? My brain can only handle so much. I feel it ping pongs around with 3 kids. And then it ping pongs around with scrolling through social media and all the clickbait, and then you're down a rabbit hole, and then you're purchasing something. I mean, do you hear me? Do you feel me on this? You can laugh at me or think I'm, strange for sharing this, but the goal of this podcast is really just to be open and authentic with you guys. And just a state that I've been trying to work through and figure out. You see the people that are like, I'm deleting my Facebook app. If you don't have my phone number, then, we don't really need to stay in touch or any of that. And social media has created a beautiful way to connect with people, but it also has become a way of distraction and things that we wouldn't have really known about if we didn't have it. And I can't touch on something specific because there's just so much, but people turned to it a lot since 2020 for forms of entertainment. They had to, people that own businesses had to get creative online. And people just started to consume. And and maybe I'm just speaking to, on my behalf of wow, what am I consuming and how often? And is it really helping or hindering my, my creative side, my brain space, my showing up as a mom and a wife? Where am I really where am I putting most of my time and my energy, and what's worth it, what's not? And I feel that with things politically and, yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that, that have just ebbed and flowed, whether that's with, the pandemic, whether that's with our country's leadership, whether that's with vaccinated versus unvaccinated, then going on the, whole side of, people matter, and, there's abortion stuff that's going on. There's stuff with, there was like a breast milk shortage. There's, Black Lives Matter. There's just like endless stuff. And it comes in like a giant wave. And I found myself recently with a lot of this stuff with human life going on, that it's amazing. We need people with voices that will speak up and things like that, but it doesn't need to be for a platform for everyone to need to, get involved in and get yourself all riled up or have an opinion to share. Like it's really okay. I got a message from someone, she had shared something, and then I just, told her to have a great weekend, and she wasn't going to be on social media. And then she mentioned that she came back a little sooner than she was planning on for the weekend, back on her phone on Instagram, and because she was, just really heated from all the things that she was seeing with the, the Roe versus Wade stuff, and it just broke my heart because I found myself being like, I actually had to set my phone down when I was nursing Juliet, and I was like, I can't, and you know what, I can pray, and and maybe I can be a voice in another way, but at this moment, the fire that's added to fire and more fire that's going on, it ripped me apart inside. It made me sick. It made me feel hyper inside and anxious and stressed, and like, what should I be saying? Like, I like what this person said, so maybe I should say some of that and a little bit of this, and I'm like, I don't even really want to say anything because I don't feel that I need to, and I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I just feel like if you're feeling heaviness from the world, as we've ebbed and flowed from so many different political matters, world matters, crisis stuff, like it's just been a lot. And if you need to just, check out for a little while, do that and do what's right for you. But just, this social media world is a little bonkers. And I, have strictly used it for the encouragement that I can provide to others, sharing of our life journey and our excitements and our highs and our lows. I really just find that it's a space that I can process some of that and hopefully be able to connect to other people's hearts on there, and really needing to do my due diligence in really being careful of what I consume, because it doesn't help. It makes me a little more of a edgy mom, because then all of a sudden I'm like, just distracted with so many other things, or I didn't mean to, snap at my kids because they deserve my full attention and my phone doesn't. But just, I don't know what's going on in your world. And if anything, if this can help, just give you permission to let go. Maybe you need to sign off for a little while. I know over the weekend we were at a family reunion, and I just found it really helpful for me to put my phone upstairs. I had to check in on it a couple times for a few housekeeping things with our home and with our kittens that we got. But other than that, I took maybe a handful of pictures, and I was like, I really don't want to carry my phone just for pictures because I'm just going to be distracted, and I just want to live in the moment, and I want to be present. And we did that for the whole weekend with family. And it was great. There was even a day when I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to take my watch off because I don't need to be pinged all the time. Or like be super, like obsessive over like my exercise ring and my steps and my calories. Like I really try to stay away from that, but I use it mainly for like, what time is it? Setting timers. And when I go on runs and things like that for tracking my mileage. But you know, these smartwatches, they go with us wherever we go, don't they? So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just felt, really calm. I found myself feeling very calm. And the moments when I did pick it up, over the weekend, say when I was trying to get my little one to sleep, and for some reason, that's just like when you pick up your phone, I don't know, I feel like maybe I need to figure out a new habit for that. But I had to put my phone down because I couldn't handle the busyness, the loudness of the world, the voices, the opinions. I have gotten in conversations, and not arguments, but like very, adult conversations that just really took a lot of energy from me. And yeah, so I just want you to know that it's okay to feel the things, but you don't have to get caught up in the social media world of it all. And, do your part with prayer, connecting with those around you and having good quality conversations, because in the end, a lot of it is a bunch of strangers online. So why are we getting caught up in the comments thread? And like, really, like, just don't. It's as bad as turning on the biased news, okay? So, just really focus on the things that are pushing you forward, and pop on and create something and consume very little or to nothing. Set yourself a timer, whatever it might be. I really want to really focus on this summer of just creating the heck out of things and not consuming too much, and just really giving great content and feeding my soul through here, and nurturing my family and being present there, because that is really focusing on the things that do matter and the things that we can control. And I feel like it's just like our little world, and not that we need to shut out what's going on, because we need to be educated. We need to be well informed, but we do not need to be well over informed. Okay. If you get what I'm saying, over informed, just, we can have the news in an instant from anywhere in the world, anything going on, any world events. Whereas you had to wait for the newspaper, like, to know of anything going on. So we just have things in such an instant, right in our hands. So just be careful with that. And I'm speaking right to myself. So just know that I'm here with you. And I encourage you just to guard your heart and guard your mind. Know what's going on, but don't let it distract you from those in front of you, those in your life, and create the conversations and cultivate those of world matters where they really matter, not in the void of the internet world, like getting lost in the sea of that. And just really, connecting on levels with those around you. If you feel that it's something that you need to talk about, if you want to understand more about it, if you have opinion about it, or figure out a way that you can, in a productive manner, take actions on your beliefs and your, thoughts and things, if that makes sense. So, I felt like that has been on my heart, and I hope that you can maybe enjoy a summer of a little less consuming. I'm not telling you that you need to delete your Instagram or your Facebook in order to do that. If you feel that that is your personality and you need to, then do that. You could turn off all notifications. You can move your app to like the last screen on your phone. You can hide it so you're not, forced or, faced with it the minute you open your phone. Like, it's only if you open the app you see all your notifications rather than like the red bubble or any notifications that ping your phone or your watch. Maybe just start there, because I find it myself going back and forth with deleting it completely, even if it was for a time, or just really being regimented and guarded. And because I do utilize this as a tool and as a space to connect and inspire and educate. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing when used with boundaries. And, that's one thing that, we have boundaries for our kids, and, we would never be like, yeah, just watch as much TV as you want. No one is here telling me, Gabby, you need to, you only get an hour on your phone, Gabby. Like, there's no one parenting me on my phone. Okay. There's no one parenting me with where I decide to put my energy. But we parent our children out of the knowing of what that over-consuming those things does to us. And so if we can, like, let's call it parenting, parent ourselves and take our own advice that we give our kids and apply it to ourselves, or get someone to hold you accountable. Maybe that's your spouse or an older child of yours that lives at home, and just say, hey, can you really hold me accountable here? Can you check in with me? Can you, like, if you see me on my phone too much, can you say something? Or if you find that I'm getting distracted with things or buying useless things or whatever it might be, just get some accountability. But I'm not saying that you have to delete a tool such as this in order to be free from that. And if you really could care less about anything, then delete it. Then just do it. But for me, it's kind of like if I'm going to get rid of it, I feel like, why would I want to come back? I'll just get sucked right back into it all. So why would I do that to my body, where I calm it down, I calm the noises, and then I I immerse myself back into it 6 months later. And maybe I wouldn't feel the need to, but for just purposes of what I want to utilize it for in terms of connecting with you guys, then I don't want to do that. And this is also a space of why I created the podcast, is so that I'm not just constantly on, a Facebook or an Instagram or whatever. I have my own platform here, and I don't have to log in on a social media platform to talk and share things. So anyway, I hope that this encourages you, that it just sheds some light, or maybe just acknowledges and just confirms some feelings that you're having too, that you're not alone, making the best decision that's for you and for your family. And I hope that it just spurs on good conversation or some action that you can take, especially for, the summertime here. So I hope that this blesses you guys. If you have not left a rating or review for the show, it would mean so much to me. Let me know what episode you liked, what you liked from it, or just, whatever honest rating and review. I take them all. And they are what keep me going. They are what get this podcast to more ears, and just really give life to me and what I'm doing here with Get Rooted in Health. So with that being said, I will chat with you guys again soon. Be well, and I will chat with you next time.